What's up everyone? So from last video, I'm gonna continue today. We didn't end up putting these ball joints. It's because I didn't have enough time. I had to get my truck to my buddy's shop to get it aligned. So that's what we're gonna do for today's video. We're gonna go ahead and install these ball joints right here. So I want to go ahead. Oh well, also another reason, it's because I didn't have this. So it's a ball press service kit. So you can go ahead and rent them at your local O'Reilly's, AutoZones, Advanced Auto Parts. But I always need one, so I'm gonna go ahead and buy one anyway. So that's what we're gonna do for today. Okay, so first things first, we have to remove the wheels. So let's go ahead and get to that. So we already concluded, size 21. Get my 1/2-inch gun. Okay, now that we got the wheel off, one thing that makes the job so much easier is to remove the caliper. So we're gonna remove the caliper out of the way, and also the tie rod. We're just gonna remove it from the... Okay, for this one, the brake caliper is just two 13 millimeter bolts. So this one and this one right here. So go ahead and remove those. And just make sure to get it out of the way. So like that. Just make sure to get it out of the way. Move the pads. Set them aside as well. There we go. Now, like I said, gonna have to remove this the tie rod right here. So it's gonna be 19. So like I showed you in last video, just go ahead and remove that nut and then hit it with the deadbolt right here. There it is. Should just drop. Okay, now what we want to do is remove this nut right here on the upper ball joint, and then that one right there, lower ball joint. Okay, so for this top ball joint right here, it's going to be an 18 millimeter socket, and then you hold it back here with a 15 millimeter wrench, as so. Now if you're going to reuse it, make sure you just put them aside. Okay, like I said, remove this cotter pin. This cotter pin right here. There you go. And get your 1 1/8 wrench with the box in, and it should fit. There we go. Okay, so we finally got it off. So we got that nut off, and then this one, what you want to do is remove it all the way and then thread it in. I want to say about 4 or 5 threads in, because what we're going to be doing is hitting it with this, which is a pickle fork, right here to release this ball joint. As soon as you release this one, be careful. What you want to leave it in is because this whole spindle is going to drop. So that's what's going to be holding it in place. So let's go ahead and do that. should just drop everything. So like I said, here you can see it already dropped, and the only thing holding it on is this nut right there. So what we want to do is go ahead and lift it a little bit. So lift it and unscrew it. Okay, and it should just drop. There we go. So here we have the whole spindle assembly. Let's get you better lighting. Right there. And we have the upper and then the lower ball joints. Sure, for this one, for this bottom one, remember it has this this clamp right here that you have to remove. The C clamp that you have to remove. So you gotta get yourself a pair of C clamp pliers, or just a pair of needle nose to get them off. So we're gonna get them off. So for my truck, all we're just gonna be removing is this lower one right here, because this top one I replaced it not too long ago. I want to say about half a year. So all we're just gonna be doing is this lower one. And what you want to do for this one, it's not too bad. So you just want to find one of these that goes around the whole ball joint to the knuckle, and then this one right here that allows it to pass on over. So you see right there. And then what you want to do is get your C clamp. That you want it on. So you want this right here, the C clamp pushing up, and then with this is going to be pushing up, and it's not going to allow it to hit the ball joint. So it's just going to slide through this pretty much like a big socket right here. So let's go ahead. It says to use a wrench, but we always do it at the impact. And just like that, comes out. Here's the old ball joint right here. When I'm looking at it, it's not really that much play that it has. I really didn't have to replace it, but I did buy a whole kit with the tie rods that it came with, and I thought might as well just replace it as well. Alright, so let's go get the new one, which is this one right here. You install the new one. So when you're installing it, just make sure you go ahead and clean this the recess part right here, this whole inside where the ball joint is going to sit. Just make sure you go ahead and clean it. Right around here, the edge as well, make sure you go ahead and clean it, get all that rust off. So all right there, yeah, make sure you get all that really nice and clean. And then you just go ahead and sit it right here, your ball joint. And what I do is to get these ones in, I'm just going to do it the reverse way. So you go ahead and put the C clamp right there, you put this one on it, and then this at the bottom. So that's and the one that doesn't allow it to go in. And what it's going to do when you tighten it, the C clamp is going to want to push it down at the weakest point. So what it's going to do, it's going to push this ball joint all the way down, and it sits right there perfectly on the ball joint, right around it. You're not going to damage the ball joint, I promise you, you won't. I've done this so many times. This is how you want to have it. So the C clamp, ball joint right there, make sure it's sitting nice and straight. Looks crooked, but it's sitting straight, as you can tell. And there we go, you see, and it brought it all the way in. And yep, like I said, it sits the top of the C-clamp right there for the ball joint press. It's nice and perfectly on top of this ball joint, so it works really well. And then for this last part, just make sure there, go ahead and put this the clamp back on, the spring clamp right there. You can tell right there, I've been calling them C-clamps, but it's actually the C-clip right there. It's already installed, and you can tell right there. So everything else, let's reverse process, and we're gonna install it right back. And then just make sure to put your grease fitting right there. Let's just go ahead and get it out the bag. So right here, so you can grease your ball joint. Like that right there. So that was today's video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more.